Hi, my name is Brad Velasco. My company is Open Source Construction Supply. At Open Source Construction Supply, what we're seeking to solve is the problem of storage. I stand in our storage locker at my job that I'm running, and we have nuts and bolts and washers and MC and wire, and probably in this trailer alone, there's a couple $1,000. And really, what as a project manager, the problem for me is that this is extra money just sitting that I could have on my cash flow. My company would like to see more money on the balance sheet for this job. So what we're really trying to solve is cash flow problem, storage. This is a Connex. It's at University of Washington. It's a couple $100 a month, but it takes up a couple parking spaces. And just the logistics challenges of having to store the product here and manage it. So we're really trying to solve, again, we're trying to solve cash flow problems, we're trying to solve storage, and we're trying to reduce waste. There's a ton of cardboard here. It could be used for offsite things. It's a lot of trash, and it just it's a big problem for contractors and distributors to have this much on their site. Um, this is a smaller project for the University of Washington, and this is the waste here. So it's one job, Seattle market. There's thousands of jobs. So take this picture, replicate it thousands times. Also with the distributors, they have big giant warehouses like you've seen at Boeing. So they have a lot of waste there. This could be used. We could be selling it. We'll get into some of the solutions here in a minute, but this could really be sold um, elsewhere to other jobs and help again with that cash flow problem. So you just saw out in the trailer what the problem really was. It'd be the storage and the waste and the opportunity costs are great. In open source, we believe that the solution to this problem is an open market exchange. Uh, right now the industry is really relationship based. There's not a lot of open competition, open sourcing of how to buy product. It's mainly done on a relationship one-on-one basis. So if we could get the whole market to open up and kind of level out the price points, that's what we're seeking to do. So we're just really seeking to challenge the status quo with an overall purchasing and procurement process of construction, commodities, and other materials. As we speak, there are many distribution companies that hold excess material just sitting on their shelves. There are also hundreds of projects which will be sourcing those same products. Wouldn't it be nice if there was an online exchange that the two parties could meet and realize the benefits of truly fulfilling perfect supply and demand? Open Source Construction Supply is an online exchange where distributors and contractors can find each other to fulfill the unique needs for both parties. The value proposition for our new service is to lower the overhead costs of contractors by offering visibility to all the distributors, and likewise the distributors will have the visibility to all the contractors' needs. All the inventory will be posted on an exchange. Every job site, every distributor will have their current demands, their current supply, what their current stocks are. We'll leverage this data against what price points, supply and demand, what the bid ask rates are, and come up with a fair market price that if I have a box that I bought out there for $5 2 months ago when there was great demand, if there's a greater demand now, that might be able to sell it for higher. If I don't need it for the next month, maybe I can realize some of those profits. And we're talking about a couple of dollars here and there, but over a company, a group of conglomerate of companies or distributors, you can realize thousands and thousands of dollars over the course. So a little bit about our industry. We're going after is the electrical subcontracting market, specifically for commercial applications, industrial, hospitals. That's our main target market. It's the market that I have been in for almost 10 years, and it's one of the leading change agents in the industry. Um, Estimates put it around 65% of the total construction market is your specialty subcontractors. Out of that, figure about 40% the electrical market. So in a multi-$100 million industry, there's it's a big business. Projections for next year at about 7.4% growth. It's been a stable market, unlike some of the other construction, residential, for example. It's up and down as the market goes. The electrical contracting business has been fairly stable over the last 10 years. And right now, just analyzing our industry and talking to some of the people that I've been able to network with, the market's really at a time for change. The average employee is about 55 years old, getting ready for retirement. There's this huge influx of the younger generation, mostly college educated, looking to harness technology and make their jobs easier. Like I was stating earlier, a lot of the industry is a relationships based. There's not a lot of thought or data that goes into how we do business. It's kind of just, well, we've always done it that way. So, really, it's time for change, and the market's there. We're seeing a huge influx of youth, and they're eager to learn. What we're really going to be going after is our project managers, such as myself, purchasing agents that are responsible for upfront PO issuance, locking down a lot of big product, maybe a year or two in advance when it's actually going to get installed. Account managers, those are found at distributors, wholesaling shops that sell to contractors, and sales managers, both on the distribution side and the contracting side. Really, anyone that is responsible for purchasing and returning materials, managing inventory, able to purchase and sell, and have control over their job and that contract price. Another area that we're going after is a electrical contractor or distributor that has their own trucks kind of materials management division, someone that we can harness kind of their infrastructure and be able to leverage their trucks and manpower to deliver product, both buying and selling. Some of our industry facts and highlights, it's like I was saying earlier, again, it's been a slow growth market. Construction industry has always seemingly lagged behind some of the tech buildings that we've built. For example, we're constructing Amazon, Facebook, just a lot of big data centers, and we supply these forward-thinking businesses with the infrastructure to do their jobs. But a lot of the times, we're as the electrical contractor, and we're kind of doing it the old way, and we're not learning from some of the projects that we're doing to do it the new way. And at Open Source, we really believe that this is the new way. It's opening up the lines of communication, creating kind of a fair market exchange to be able to manage our cash flow and manage our waste. There's a huge push, globally for waste reduction, thinking lean. How do we lean process and use Kaizen to make our jobs easier? And this fits right in with the current trending markets in the industry. Okay, so how does this thing work? How does Open Source leverage an online exchange platform, similar like a stock market exchange or a commodities exchange? How does that look? How, as a customer, how does it actually work? So the premise of what Open Source construction and supply really does is every box, every piece of equipment that you buy, every material that you buy, will be logged into your current inventory platform, and it would be marked at the price that you bought it, recorded, and then leveraged against the global, how everyone else is buying it, what their price they're paying, and creating an average linear curve of the current market price and posting what that price is on a daily basis. So you can decide, if you look at your dashboard in the morning and say, your price went up 10% or is down 10%, how can you leverage that information to be able to sell it back, buy more, be able to really understand and make informed decisions on how you manage your materials inventory, stocking up and selling. When it comes down to the end of the job, what your surplus is. Can you sell? Should you sell them now? Should you wait a couple months, hang on to it until another big job starts, and you'd be able to reduce it maybe 50% and sell it to that another job that starts, because you can afford to take a 50% loss on your current price versus
having to sell it, or not sell it, but be able to throw it away. Um, that's where we see a lot of our waste. I've been on many projects where at the end of the job we just have to throw things away because they're not factory sealed boxes, and the factories won't take them back, the warehouses won't take them back, distributors don't want them back. So how can we create an opportunity for contractors that currently lose a lot of money by having to throw away excess material at the end of the project? Again, this is another way for those contractors to be able to realize, even if it is 50%, at least they'll be able to recoup something and sell it to another job. In order to build this exchange and get contractors on board, get distributors on board, I'm going to need to hire a team of people. And one of my first hires is going to be a VP of sales and operations, followed by a VP of technology and legal affairs. Really, what I want to be able to balance is the sales and operations, getting the right team in place to go out into the trade shows, go talk to contractors, go talk to distributors. But our backbone is technology, and we're going to need to spend about a year to 2 years really honing in this database and this exchange and getting profiles set up and getting common buying trends and really building the infrastructure to be able to fully launch this business. Soon after we get the exchange built and contractors on board, we're going to hire operations managers, customer service reps, IT support, and a training director. We really believe that once this technology is made it into the industry, it's going to grow. And we need customer service reps to be able to support and go into these contractors and train them in-house how to use the software, and also have a robust IT support staff to be able to solve any problems that come up, and really be there to support the contractors. Again, not giving them any reason why they shouldn't do business with us. We really want to be able to support them and be there immediately to solve their problems. And we talked about change, and change is really hard, and people are going to look for a reason why not to use this product after a month or 2 months. Once it makes its way into the project managers and makes its way down the chain, it's going to run into headwinds. We know that. We're going to run into those headwinds, and to really prepare for it, we need to have customer service reps. We need to have a full-time training director. We need to provide any service that our contractors need, going to their shops or having them come down to our office. We want our office to be kind of a resort for them in a way. Is they can learn our technology, but also we can possibly mentor them and teach them other things that they're not really doing in the industry, and how can we be kind of their IT experts, technology experts, and construction management. So getting to the milestones, phase one, we got to get our office space. We're going to be in SoDo, south of CenturyLink Field and Safeco Field, right down in the heart of where a lot of these distributors and contractors are housed, where they do business. We need to set up operations and training manuals and training forms, what that all looks like. Phase two, we're going to be attending trade shows. We're going to get out our marketing team. We're going to put together flyers. We're going to visit contractors. We're going to take them on dinners and take them out and understand how we can really fit their needs and tell the story of how this fits to their business. Phase three, after we've gotten a couple contractors on board, it's operating efficiency and gaining market share. There's already going to be a couple contractors going to be the forward thinkers, the ones that are already in the industry, kind of getting after it more than others. And we're going to target those contractors, and we're going to push this open source construction supply, this global exchange, onto them and make it really appealing. And we know that it's going to gain market share soon after. So that's going to be our big push, is getting the early adopters and then really just honing into the market. So what we're asking for to make this happen is $1 million. We feel that $1 million is going to be able to support the technology upgrades and infrastructure that we need to build, the staffing plan, hiring of the VP of Sales, Operations, and IT, setting up legal, building the exchange, and operating cash flow, and having a reserve there to be able to fund this business all the way until it reaches market penetration. So we're asking for $1 million, and what we're willing to do is a 45% return. So in 5 years, we're going to give $1.5 million in return, and we hope that you'll be able to consider this business and see the opportunity. Thank you.